Good morning, everybody. Here we are, I think, on Be Healthy Together Facebook site. Send us a message if you're watching this morning. We're going to be doing a seated yoga class this morning. So seated, just so that anybody can join in. It's our normal Thursday morning class. So if you're joining us from that, special welcome and hello, everybody. This is a super gentle class, so anybody can do this. If you're in a wheelchair, it's fine. There'll be no standing in this class. We're going to be doing some gentle breathing, stretching, and then some relaxation at the end. So we'll give it a couple of minutes just to let anybody else join us. I think I can see one person watching there. Send us a message to let us know that you're here, and it's good to have you practicing this morning. Going to practice for about 3/4 of an hour, 45 minutes or so, doing some nice breathing, trying to find a bit of calm and a good stretch for the whole body. So if you haven't already, grab yourself a chair. And any kind of chair will do, but preferably one without arms. So a dining chair or a kitchen chair. I have one here. I'm going to go and sit in it now. Here we are. Just an ordinary chair. I'll come in the middle. And then find something perhaps to raise your feet on. If your legs feel a bit like they're dangling over the edge of the chair, you can, I've got a block, but you can grab a couple of books, big books, just to rest your feet on. And then make sure that you're just sitting comfortably in your chair. Sit fairly upright in the chair so that your spine is supported. You can feel the ground beneath your feet. And this morning we're going to do some breath work, some stretching for the whole body, and a little bit of relaxation at the end of the class. So welcome if you've just joined us. If you've never done yoga before, this is an entirely seated class, suitable for anybody. If you're in a wheelchair, you can do this too. And the message I want to give to you is just to do what feels right for your body. So don't push yourself into a place of pain. This morning we're going to do a gentle stretch, but if anything doesn't feel comfortable for you, then just take a rest. Come to a sitting position, sit out a particular pose, and rejoin in when you feel that's right for you to do so. So welcome to you all. Find that tall seat in your chair. Begin to notice how you're feeling this morning. We'll just do a check-in with our body and our mind this morning as you sit here. So there are a lot of closed things at the moment, aren't there? Your front door is probably closed. Mine certainly is. The shops are closed. People perhaps seem a bit closed off to each other, but through sites like this, we can at least get together in a virtual way. I hope you'll enjoy this session. And I want to just see if we can find a bit of openness in our bodies this morning. So it can feel quite overwhelming. Perhaps you feel a bit of anxiety about the fact that everything is closed and you're perhaps feeling closed into your home. But this morning, let's try and find a little bit of space and openness in our bodies and send that message from our body to our brain that we are calm. So if you're not feeling very calm, hopefully by the end of this session you'll feel a little calmer. And well stretched through the whole body. So begin to notice how it feels just to sit here first of all. If it's comfortable for you to close down your eyes and just listen to my voice and really notice your body and how it feels, then do that. If it's not comfortable for you to close your eyes, That's one thing too many to be closed this morning. Then just lower your gaze to the ground in front of you. Just have that softly focused gaze, beginning to draw your attention inward into your body. And notice how that feels. Can you feel the ground or the books or whatever your feet are on underneath your feet? Can you feel the chair underneath your sit bones, your legs? And your legs underneath your hands. Perhaps your hands are resting in your lap. Just drop your chin ever so slightly towards your chest. Remind yourself to sit up nice and tall. And then begin to notice your breath. Relax your tummy so that you can send your breath deep down into that lower abdominal area. Take a few deep breaths. If you want to roll your shoulders here as you just breathe these first few deeper breaths to begin with, to release any tension, then do that. And then come to stillness and check in with your mind, your body. Notice how your mood is this morning. Perhaps you're feeling great this morning, and that's lovely. If you're feeling a little anxious, then perhaps breathe in and out through your nose. If that's not comfortable for you, then just through lightly parted lips. If you're feeling a little low in mood this morning, then just keep that steady, regular inhale and exhale. No need to lengthen the exhale. And relax the tummy. If you need to remind yourself each breath to do that, then that's fine. Perhaps you can hear the sound of your own breath. You might like to count your breath as you breathe in and out, or every time you breathe out, saying that word relax to yourself, just inviting a further level of calm into the mind and the body. Take a couple more really deep breaths here. And then one really big breath in and a sigh out. And then gently begin to open the eyes as you sit here, slowly opening the eyes and letting the light back in. We're going to be doing this opening practice today, finding some openness throughout the whole body, perhaps a little bit of openness in our minds as well as we practice together. This might be a completely new way for you to practice yoga through your screen this morning, but hopefully we'll enjoy that together. Send us a message if you're watching. So as we begin our stretch through our body this morning, raise one leg in front of you, point the toes away from you, still sitting up nice and straight, hands can be resting in the lap, and then draw the toes back towards you. Notice how that changes the stretch in your leg, and then point the toes away again and begin to take some circles with that ankle. So turning the foot round, feeling into that ankle joint. Taking some circles, you can involve the toes as well, just giving them a wiggle as you turn the foot around. Maybe taking a couple of bigger circles as you feel into that ankle joint, and keep that lovely breath going, that beautiful deep breath. Slow it down and then go back in the other direction. If you have your shoes on, that's fine, but you might want to take your shoes off. You can be really bold and take your socks off as well, as I have this morning. Lovely, and then bring that leg down, give it a little rest, and then we'll point the other foot away. Point those left toes away. Nice deep breath, and then flex the toes towards yourself. See if you can spread out the toes as you do this. Notice that stretch in the leg, and then point the toes away and begin to take some circles with that foot. You can involve the toes, giving them a wiggle as you do that. It'll be easier if you don't have your shoes on for this, but it's not desperate if you do. Lovely, and then slow it down, reverse the direction, take some circles in the other direction, still holding that leg out, holding the spine up, and keeping that lovely breath going. Well done, and release that foot to the ground. Give both those knees a bit of a massage at the front and the back, and then the thighs. Lovely. And then come forward on the chair, to the very edge of your chair. Sit up nice and straight. Bring your hands over to that left leg and straighten out the right leg. Bring the heel down to the ground and flex the toes towards you here. So you're sitting up straight with that right leg extended, heel down to the ground. Notice where you feel that stretch as you sit here and breathe. Bringing the toes towards you as you extend that leg. If you're enjoying that stretch, you can make it a little more intense by just leaning forward with a nice flat back from the hips, bending from the hips, just leaning forward, noticing how that changes the stretch in your leg there. Keep the shoulders away from the ears as you look down towards the ground ahead of you and breathe here. There's no pressure to lean forward. If you were feeling a better stretch sitting up straight, then keep that going. 3 more breaths here. Lovely. Then inhaling, draw yourself back up to sitting and bring that knee in towards you. Okay, we're going to open up that right hip. So if you have any hip issues, you're waiting for a hip replacement or something like that, then just sit this one out. Take a nice rest just with the hands on the lap. Otherwise, bring that right foot up, cross it over that left knee. If your left foot is on a block here, you might want to push it away so that leg is just a little lower. And then sit up nice and straight. Flex those right toes towards you. That just protects this knee joint, all the muscles around that knee joint there. Sitting up nice and straight, notice where you feel that stretch, perhaps in your outer hip here. Just resting your hands lightly on that folded leg, sit up nice and straight, take some deep breaths. Again, if you want that deeper stretch, begin to lean forward from the hips. With a nice flat back, you'll notice that intensifies that stretch in that hip, really opening that out. Draw the tummy muscles in here. Taking a few deep breaths as you hold yourself here. 2 more breaths. Lovely, and then drawing yourself back up on the inhale. Help that leg back down to the ground, bring it back to your block. Sitting up straight, and then we'll extend that left leg away from us. Bringing the hands to that right bent leg, drawing those left toes towards us, pushing the heel down to the ground, and notice where you feel that stretch. Bring your attention to that part of your body which is stretching out. Almost imagine that you're sending your breath down into those muscles which are stretching there. If you'd like that to feel a bit more intensity in that stretch, begin to lean forward from the hips. Draw the tummy in, shoulders away from the ears, and notice how that kind of ramps up that stretch a little. 3 more breaths here. Lovely. Getting that leg in. And then bring that left foot up and over the right thigh. You can push your block away from this to let that right foot come down a little lower. That'll just make it slightly easier. Sit up nice and straight and notice again where you feel this stretch. Perhaps in that left hand hip, the outside there. Maybe on that inner thigh. Flex those left toes towards you, up towards the knee. Sitting up nice and straight. If you want to feel that more intently, then a little lean forward over that bent leg. Again, draw the tummy in to give you space and engage the core, protecting your lower back, shoulders away from ears. Take some nice deep breaths here. Lovely. On that next inhale, draw yourself back up to sitting. Release that leg and send the legs wide here. A little bit of space here between the thighs as we sit in this wide-legged position. Toes can be pointing slightly out to the side here. Sit up nice and straight. Notice how that feels. Feel your feet now this time flat on the ground, just pressing lightly through the soles of the feet. Engage the muscles in the legs as you sit like this. Lovely, and then we'll just walk the feet back in towards each other. Coming into the center and bring hands to the inside of the thighs. Begin to press out with the hands as you press in with the thighs. I always say to the Thursday class, no one will know if you're cheating, but we're all probably quite alone in our room, so no one will know if you're just sitting there watching, but it's worth giving it a go anyway. So pressing in opposite directions here. Take some nice deep breaths. You might feel that in your shoulders as well. Draw your core muscles in for that final breath or two. Lovely. And then release the hands. Bring them to the outside of the thighs this time, and we'll push the other way. So pushing in with the hands as we push out with the thighs. Feel your core muscles engaging as well as your legs, your arms. 3 more breaths here. Lovely, and then release that. Take a couple of shoulder shrugs and a few deep breaths. Well done. And then bringing that right leg straight out. Take hold of the sides of the base of the chair here. And we're going to begin to take some circles with the leg. You can sit up straight for this, or lean back so that your back is just lightly supported in the back of the chair. If you're sitting up straight, that's much more of a workout for your core, but it's equally good if you're sitting back, leaning against the chair. Lovely, keep going. Well done. And then 6 back the other way. I know this is hard, but it won't last forever. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and let that relax. Take a big breath in and a sigh out. And then raise that left leg ahead of you. Point the toes away from you. Begin to take some circles from the hip. So we've just opened that hip up. Now we're really working that joint there. And the muscles in the leg, the muscles in the core. Lovely. Slow it down. We'll take 6 back in the other direction. 1, 2, 3. Keep breathing. And 6. Well done. Release that leg. Big breath in and a sigh out. Come to sitting back up straight if you were leaning back in your chair for that exercise. And then raise up onto your toes here. Big breath in, drop the heels, raise all the toes up from your block or the ground, your book. Again, stretch through the front of the legs there as you come up onto the toes, raise the heels, and then release the heels, raise the toes. Well done. We're going to invite some space into our spine now. So beginning with the cat-cow movement that we normally do in this class, sitting up nice and straight. As we breathe in, we're going to use our arms this morning to really invite that feeling of open space in the front of the body here. As we breathe in, opening our arms, open the chest, look up a little so that you feel this space at the front of the body here. Every time you breathe out, we're going to begin to tuck the tailbone, draw that tummy in, navel to spine, round out through the upper back and drop the chin to the chest. That's your breath out. Bring the arms back in. Breathing in, open. Breathing out, close everything down, round out through the back, drop the chin. We might not all move at the same time here. We can just move with our breath. So try and make this movement, each movement last as long as the inhale or exhale. You might like to close down your eyes just for a few breaths and really notice how this feels for your spine to move like this. If it feels a bit too intense, keep the arms going as you breathe, but make the spinal movement a little more gentle. So you can stay fairly upright, but really would encourage you to have that sense of opening through the chest. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, relaxing it, relax your spine. A few more deep breaths like this. Lovely. And the next time that you've breathed in and your chest is open, if you want to extend that, you can take hold of the back of the chair, really lean forward away from the back of the chair, open up that front space down the whole front of the upper body. Look up ahead of you without craning the neck right back. And take a couple of breaths into that space at the front of the body. Lovely, let go of the chair, interlace your fingers ahead of you and then draw them away from you, almost as if you have a big beach ball there in front of you. Round out through the spine, and this time take a couple of breaths into that space that you're creating in your upper back. Between the shoulder blades, lovely. Release the hands, come to sitting back up straight there. This time we're going to bring that left arm across the body onto the outside of that right leg. As you breathe in, either stretch your arm right up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable for you, or just have a more relaxed bent at the elbow stretch there. You'll still get that feeling of space in the side body. So breathing in, stretch up and away from you. As you breathe out, little lean over to the left. And this time feel that space that you're creating in that side body. Try and keep that right shoulder open here as you take that side stretch. And you're literally, imagine a concertina. You're making space between the ribs on the right hand side of the body here. Those intercostal muscles expanding there as you breathe. Inhale, draw yourself back to center. Release that right arm, bring it across the body onto the left leg. Inhale, nice stretch up. Big breath in as you breathe out, little lean over to the right. Keep that left shoulder open there and feel that space this time down the left hand side of the body. as you inhale, find a real length in your spine. As you exhale, let's turn to the right. Bring the hands around. You can come back in your chair slightly, even take hold of the back of the chair with that right hand. Left hand just comes to the outside of that left leg. If that feels too intense, just allow both hands to come down to that right leg. Sitting up nice and straight. As you breathe out, draw that navel to spine, create a little space in the body to perhaps twist a little further here. And with your exhale, relax your shoulders. Lovely, one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, come back to center. Gently taking a breath in and out just to release the spine in the center there. Then a big breath in, find some length in your spine. As we breathe out, a little turn to the left, bringing both hands to the outside of that left leg with shoulders down, away from the ears, or that left hand to the back of the chair. As you breathe out, relax your shoulders. Draw the navel to spine, drawing your tummy in, giving yourself space in the center of the body for this mid-spinal twist. Lovely, then inhale, back to center. Take a big breath in and raise the arms out to the side, up overhead, looking up. As we breathe out, leaning forward from the hips, stretch forward all the way down, rounding down over the legs. Enjoy that feeling of rounding down over your legs, and then begin to walk the hands back up the legs, all the way back up. Well done, sitting up straight. And the two options for this next one, just moving up the body towards the shoulders. I'm going to take some nice big circles with the arm if you're able, but if that's going to put too much pressure on your shoulders and feel painful, if you have any shoulder issues, bring your fingertips instead to your shoulder, bending at the elbow, and take smaller circles with the elbow here. So this is a gentler option, but we'll still be inviting some space and movement into that shoulder joint. So 3 more breaths as we take these circles, either those big circles in that direction. And then we'll reverse the direction. So inhaling as that arm comes up, exhaling as it comes down. Inhale and down. And down. And we'll do that with the other arm. So beginning to take some circles in one direction. Either that big circling movement with the whole arm, or a gentler form with the fingertips coming to the shoulder, just bending at the elbow there. Almost as if you're drawing circles with the elbow. Lovely. 2 more on that side. Well done. And then back the other way. Breathing in as that arm comes up the back, out as it comes down the front. Well done. And then releasing that. Take a few shoulder shrugs here, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and then releasing them down. Couple in either direction. Well done. And then we'll take a few circles. So breathing in, sending the arms out to the side, stretching them away from you, bringing them together up overhead. As you breathe out, bringing palms together down to your heart center in front of you. Inhale. Exhale. So really connect your breath to this as you open, breathing in, look up. Breathing out, drawing hands back to heart center. Breathing in and out. One more of those. Breathing in and out. Just bringing hands, palms face forward, down beside you here. now seated mountain pose. Shoulders away from ears, relaxed shoulder blades drawing down the back. Sitting up nice and straight and just lightly engaging the core muscles. You might like to close down your eyes here. Just notice how your body is feeling as it's stretching this morning. Lovely. And then coming forward to the edge of your chair here. I'm going to take a half star shape. So sending that left leg out and that right arm out, away from each other here. Take a big breath here. Feel that length in the body. That left hand can just be resting on that left leg as you stretch toes away from fingers here. 2 more breaths. Lovely. And then bringing that in, we'll take that on the other side. So stretching that right leg out away from you, that left arm out in the other direction. Feeling that sort of sideways stretch through the whole body here. 2 more breaths. Well done. And bringing it back into the center. Do that again, one on each side, or you can take a full star shape, sending both legs out, both arms out. Taking some breath into that space that you're creating there in the whole front of the body. Stretching everything away from each other. Lovely. This time, if you're stretched out in this full star shape, take a little lean over to the right, bringing that left arm down towards that left leg and opening up that right arm. Notice where you feel that stretch in the side body, and then bringing it back into that star shape. Bringing that right arm down to that right leg, opening up that left arm. Maybe look up towards that left hand. Lovely, and then bringing it back in. Legs come back to your block or your pile of books. Hands can come back to the lap there. Take a couple more shoulder shrugs here just to release any tension. Lovely. And then we'll begin to take some circles with the nose. So really working our neck here, releasing any tension in the neck. You might like to close down your eyes again or just soften your gaze and begin to take some small circles in one direction. So really feeling into the neck as you do this and keep that lovely breath going. So as you breathe in, perhaps connecting your breath to this movement, breathing in as your head comes up and out as it comes down the other side. And then if this feels good for your neck, you can increase the size of those circles, really feeling into all those nooks and crannies of the neck. Perhaps you can feel or hear some clicking. If it feels painful, then just make those circles much smaller. Lovely. And then no rush to get here, but the next time that your chin is down at your chest, we'll just leave it there for a moment. Sit up nice and straight. Allow the shoulders to come away from the ears and feel that space in the back of the neck. Big breath in and out again. Then release the head up to the front and begin to circle back in the other direction. So, if you can't remember what direction you were going in the first place, don't worry about it. But just taking some more circles with the neck. Perhaps increasing the size of those circles. Breathing in as your head comes up one side and out as it comes down the other. Really enjoying that feeling of release in the neck. Bring all your attention to that movement there and your breath that accompanies it. Lovely. Next time that your chin is down at your chest, just leave it there for a moment. Feel that length in the back of the neck. And then slowly begin to raise the head back up to center. And we'll begin to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. So again, it doesn't matter how far your head is going down here, but just feel that sense of release. We're not straining the head, we're just allowing it to hang heavy to one side. If you enjoy that stretch, you can bring your left fingertips down away from you there. And if you want a more intense stretch still, bring that right arm up and over the head. Take hold of that left ear and just allow the natural weight of your right arm to draw your head down into a deeper stretch. So we're not actually pulling on that head with that arm, just allowing it to rest there. Relax the right shoulder. If this feels too intense a stretch for you, then just release this right arm, bring it back to the lap. In any event, let's all do that now. Bring that back. Maybe support the head back up to center, very gently bringing it back through the center again. And then letting that left ear come down towards the left shoulder. So keep the left shoulder relaxed there. Maybe again, pointing those right, stretching the right fingertips out away from you. If you enjoy that intense stretch on the other side, bring that left arm up and cradle that right ear. Just allowing the weight of the arm to draw your head into that deeper stretch. Take a few nice deep breaths here. We're still sitting up straight. Shoulders relaxed. Lovely. Gently releasing that left hand if you had that, cradling your right ear, bringing your head back to center, hands back to the lap. Take a couple of shoulder shrugs again here. In either direction, breathing in, releasing any tension. Well done. And then take a look as far as you can to the right with your head central. Shoulders away from ears. And then bringing the head back through center and over to the left. Almost as if we're watching a very slow motion tennis match here. Bringing head back through center once more to each side. Big breath in as you release it, head back through center, out to the left. Head back through center. Let's take a big stretch here through the whole body. Sending legs out, you're sitting on the edge of your chair. Both legs out away from you. Lean back in the chair. Stretch arms up. Feel the length in your whole body here. Maybe look up towards your hands. Take a couple of really big breaths here. Well done. And then bring it back to the center. I'm going to do an exercise that we did last week. We did it with the leg exercises last week. We're going to do it at this stage just before we take our final rest. So sitting up nice and straight towards the front of your chair here. And draw that right leg up and towards you. So you can point the toes down towards the floor away from you. This might look like this for you as you really hug the knee in, or it might look gentler with the knee slightly lower, just holding behind the thigh or the calf here. Drawing that knee in, sitting up straight. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Keep holding your leg here, or stretching that right arm out beside you. Keep just holding with the left arm here. Take 3 breaths here. Lovely. Well done. If you want a further challenge still, Send that left arm out, but keep that knee raised up. Begin to feel your core muscles really working your hip here. 2 more breaths. Well done. Allow everything to come back down on that side. Sit up straight. Big breath in and a sigh out. Lovely. And then draw that left knee in towards you. Hug it in tight, or it might look like this for you, just a little lower, sitting up straight. Draw the core muscles here in. So begin to engage those core muscles as you draw that knee in towards you. If you want that further challenge, you can send that left arm out to the side. Keep holding that right knee in with that right hand. 2 more breaths here. Lovely. And then if you want a further challenge, still send that right arm out to the side. Keep that knee up and lifted. It's hard work, but it won't last forever. 2 more breaths. Well done. And then releasing that leg down. Give it another whole body stretch out. Send both feet away from you. Lean back in the chair. Stretch the arms overhead and feel that length down the whole front of the body. Take a really big breath in here. And a sigh out. Lovely. Coming back to sit up straight. Just take some circles with the wrists. Releasing any tension there. You can give the toes a wiggle as well, just lifting each foot in turn. Well done. Lovely. And then rest the hands in the lap. Send the feet out a little wider from you, just in front of you. And then lean back in your chair. So your back is supported by the chair. Drop your chin just ever so slightly towards your chest so that we're not having to hold the head up. And then you might want to close down your eyes and just screw your face up into a tiny tight ball and then release it. Relax all the muscles in your face, in your forehead, your cheeks, and your jaw. Just think about if you're holding any tension in your jaw and give it a little wiggle. Let it relax. Allow your hands to be relaxed in your lap and your feet to be feeling the ground beneath them, just relaxed legs. Relax your tummy muscles. And then allow your breath to be gentle as we take a minute's rest. Just a short while. You can allow your eyes to close down if you like, if that's comfortable for you. And I will bring you out of this rest. I won't leave you here forever. So you can enjoy your rest, knowing that you're giving yourself permission just to let go of any tension in your body and enjoy a complete rest. And just begin to take a few slightly deeper breaths here. Without moving anything in your body initially. Allow your breath to deepen gradually again. And notice how you feel, having stretched your body and then taken a rest. Begin to now take some gentle, small movements into your hands, your feet. Perhaps turn your head from side to side. And then build up to that full body stretch, finding that open space down the whole front of the body. One final time, sending hands away from feet. Big breath in, and as you sigh out, bring it all back into the center, coming to sit up straight. You can still have your eyes closed if you want to, or just gently open the eyes. As we breathe in, we're going to raise arms up ahead, looking up. As we breathe out, one more, leaning forward, reaching forward, rounding down over the legs, breathing out. A couple of breaths down here, and then begin to walk hands back up the legs, uncurling the spine as you come up. Come back up to sitting. Take another breath in, send arms wide and up overhead. As you breathe out, palms together, hands coming down to the heart center again, just palms meeting at the heart center, just to finish your practice here. Sitting up nice and straight. One final breath in and a breath out. Thank you so much for practicing with me. When I say namaste, the light in me sees and honors the light in every one of you. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day. Stay well, and I'll see you again next week.